Hello. My five-star recommendation for this month is Touch of Evil, directed by Orson Welles. This 1957 film, like all of Welles' films after Citizen Kane, has a sad story behind it. Welles did not get the final cut version of this particular film, and only recently, in 1999, was a version close to his original vision restored based on a 58-page memo that he wrote to Universal Studios begging them to not hack his film up for public release. It may be understandable to many viewers why the executives at Universal Studios objected to the film, which is certainly avant-garde and borders on excess in some of its flamboyant film techniques. I'd like to note a couple of weaknesses that I find in the film.
The plot is very elaborate, and complicating this plot is the naturalistic dialogue that Welles seeks. The characters speak over one another, and sometimes the characters speak Spanish. Charlton Heston, who plays the Mexican, speaks very good Spanish, but he is an implausible Mexican. Welles enjoys reversing stereotypes, but one can't help but be distracted by Heston sometimes. Also, while Janet Leigh is cast wonderfully well as Heston's new wife in the film, she is an enigmatic character, and she has an experience with drug use which is entirely confusing. In fact, there seems to be a reference to mainlining marijuana in the film.
Now to the film's strengths and the reason I love this film. First of all, it's an absolute visual feast. The frame is filled with Baroque detail and tremendous lighting contrasts. The film is quite famous for its opening tracking shot, and these continuous shots that Welles uses in the film are quite remarkable. Sometimes they take place within very confined spaces. I believe that the film has the best murder scene ever recorded in cinema. And as someone who loves to use Citizen Kane as an introductory film for his film class, I can only imagine how delighted my students would be with the use of high angles and low angles. And then finally, of course, this is absolutely classic film noir. It fits, the story fits the genre perfectly, and the low-key lighting and the fantastic contrast of black and white in this story, whose theme, of course, concerns good and evil, is absolutely choice stuff. On this basis, I would recommend that anyone who loves film at some point see Touch of Evil.